The refrigerated truck rumbled through the quiet French countryside, its cargo seemingly innocent. Pallets of watermelons imported from Spain, destined for grocery stores across the UK. But beneath the juicy green rinds lay a secret cargo, nearly 130 kilograms of cannabis, vacuum sealed and hidden with meticulous care. For Scott McSeveney and Stephen Lawson, two men with criminal connections and a daring plan, the sweet taste of illicit profit would soon turn bitter as their multi-million-pound operation came crashing down. You are watching OCG TV. Let's be real, online privacy isn't just for tech nerds anymore, it's basic self-defense. Every time you hop online, whether it's at home, on the train, or nicking Wi-Fi at Costa, someone's watching. Your provider, advertisers, maybe even that guy across the room. CyberGhost VPN locks down your internet traffic like a digital fortress. With just one click, it reroutes your connection through encrypted servers in over 100 countries. That means total anonymity. No logs, no leaks, no nonsense. Want to unlock Netflix shows from your hotel room in Mallorca? Play region-lock games early? Or get cheaper flight tickets just by changing your virtual location? Boom! Consider it done. Now, here's the kicker. One subscription covers up to 7 devices. Your phone, your laptop, your work laptop, your girlfriend's phone, your PS5, your smart TV, even your nan's tablet if you're feeling generous. All protected, all anonymous. CyberGhost has already over 38 million users and has an excellent rating on Trustpilot. Don't forget to click on the description link to get the special discount CyberGhost VPN is granting to our channel users. This application will give you full access to all blocked content on the internet for $2.03 a month only. Totally risk-free. So, check it out. Click the link in the description to lock down your data and take control of your online privacy. What do you have to lose? Try CyberGhost VPN today. No risk, all reward. On the morning of May 12, 2022, in what initially seemed like a routine freight movement, authorities intercepted a refrigerated truck at the Eurotunnel terminal in Coquille, northern France. The National Crime Agency, NCA, working in coordination with European partners, had been monitoring the vehicle as part of an intelligence-led operation. What they discovered inside shocked even seasoned investigators. Approximately 128 kilograms of cannabis with an estimated street value of £1.5 million, expertly concealed among watermelons imported from the southern Spanish region of Valencia. The vehicle was stopped before it had even reached UK soil, marking a proactive and strategic intervention. Hidden within the legitimate fruit cargo were vacuum-sealed packages of cannabis, carefully stashed to evade detection. The seizure was the result of extensive surveillance and intelligence sharing between British and European law enforcement agencies, a testament to the growing sophistication of international anti-smuggling efforts. At the center of this audacious operation were two men with different backgrounds but a shared ambition to profit from drug trafficking. Scott McSeveney's criminal history extends beyond drug trafficking. He was previously convicted for his role in one of the UK's most notorious football riots. In May 2008, during the UEFA Cup final between Rangers and Zenit St Petersburg in Manchester, McSeveney was among the Rangers supporters who engaged in violent clashes with police after a public viewing screen malfunctioned. The ensuing chaos lasted over 5 hours, resulting in injuries to officers and widespread property damage. McSeveney, then 22, was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for violent disorder and assaulting a police officer, receiving the longest sentence among those prosecuted for the incident. The presiding judge described the unrest as the worst night of violence and destruction suffered by Manchester city centre since the Blitz, underscoring the severity of the events and McSeveney's significant involvement. His partner, Stephen Lawson, 38 years old, from Bothwell, brought his own criminal expertise into the mix. He was the owner of the haulage firm MCL Transport Scotland. In the context of this case, using a haulage transport owner like Stephen Lawson offered several advantages to the smuggling operation. It provided the gang with legitimate access to cross-border freight routes, helped mask the illicit cargo within routine commercial deliveries, and allowed for the use of official documentation to deflect suspicion. This blend of lawful business activity and criminal concealment made the operation appear routine, increasing its chances of evading detection, until anomalies in the shipment exposed the plot. As it turns out, Police Scotland had already been probing a crime gang planning to smuggle narcotics using HGVs, which resulted in McSeveney being put under surveillance in April 2020. During this time, he was regularly seen at the yard of Lawson's firm in Bellshill, Lanarkshire. During exchanges on EncroChat with his associates using the handle Frankenfurter, McSeveney spoke about the type of legitimate load needed to hide drugs in a lorry. He also referred to the would-be driver as being the owner of MCL Transport in Glasgow. There were further discussions about modifications to the vehicle to allow the secretion of imported drugs without detection. McSeveney then travelled to Belfast to meet an associate to finalise plans. He also collected encrypted phones to help maintain contact with the truck driver to be recruited. The mob eventually secured the help of a friendly Spanish-based fruit supplier to assist with the drug trafficking, including fake paperwork to cross international borders. Lawson hit the road on July 23, 2020 in his HGV, with his sat-nav tracking him from Lanarkshire to Portsmouth, then crossing to France and onward to Spain. 2 days later, he arrived at the beach resort of Benicàssim near Valencia. There, 155 kilograms of herbal cannabis was loaded onto the HGV among pallets of watermelons. 1 week later, now July 30th, Lawson was halted by Border Force officials at the Eurotunnel in Coquille, near Calais, where officers detected an anomaly with the load in the trailer. They then discovered 159 packages of herbal cannabis in the boxes, which were described as carrying watermelons. If sold in the smallest street deals, the drugs were believed to have a value of around £1.5 million. The fake delivery note said the watermelons were to be delivered to a company based in London, but the owner of the firm later confirmed he had never placed such an order and had not heard of MCL Transport. While the operation had been foiled, it was meticulously planned. Valencia, Spain, known for its agricultural exports including citrus fruits and watermelons, served as the origin point. From there, the consignment was loaded onto a refrigerated lorry and sent north through France. The plan involved using the busy Eurotunnel crossing at Coquille, a major freight gateway into the UK. But the operation never made it that far. The truck, scheduled to continue to a legitimate UK-based fruit distributor, was intercepted before it left mainland Europe. Authorities later revealed that the smugglers had intended to retrieve the drugs once the shipment reached Glasgow, using legitimate transport infrastructure known as facilitators. It was not the first time in recent history that illicit drugs have been transported from Europe to Scotland in HGVs, with the end destination being a legitimate business. In 2023, 4 men were jailed for a total of 22 years when 30 kilograms of cocaine was found hidden in a consignment of Belgian waffles. In both instances, the drugs were hidden within modified compartments or buried under layers of authentic goods, a tactic designed to reduce suspicion at border crossings and checkpoints. Crucially, both cases involved individuals that owned businesses that were seemingly struggling financially. Owners of struggling businesses may become involved in drug trafficking due to a combination of financial pressure, operational vulnerability, and perceived low risk. When facing mounting debts, declining contracts, or rising fuel and maintenance costs, some may see illicit activity as a quick solution to stay afloat. Criminal groups often exploit this desperation, by offering large cash payments for seemingly minor cooperation, such as allowing their vehicle or company name to be used on documentation, or turning a blind eye to suspicious cargo. Because haulage companies regularly cross borders with sealed goods and legitimate paperwork, they provide an ideal cover for trafficking. Some owners may rationalize involvement as a one-time act or believe enforcement is unlikely, especially if the business has no prior criminal ties. However, once drawn in, they may find it difficult to exit without risking financial ruin or retaliation from criminal networks. Following the seizure, authorities conducted raids across Glasgow, arresting McSeveney and Lawson and uncovering a trove of evidence, including encrypted messages, financial records, and travel documentation linking the men directly to the smuggling plot. On April 25th of this year, both men faced justice at the High Court in Glasgow, with overwhelming evidence against them. They pled guilty to being concerned in the supply of controlled drugs. Scott McSeveney received a sentence of 4 years and 6 months. Stephen Lawson was sentenced to 3 years. During sentencing, the court acknowledged the extensive planning behind the operation and the potential harm that such a large volume of cannabis posed to communities across Scotland. Prosecutors detailed how Lawson had arrived at MCL Transport's premises in a Mercedes in anticipation of the shipment's final arrival and had been observed overseeing the operation until it was revealed that the drugs never reached UK soil. The case highlighted how traffickers are increasingly using legitimate trade channels to obscure illegal activity, and how Police Scotland must remain agile to keep pace. The choice to use watermelons, a perishable product with naturally variable weight, was strategic. It exploited border officers' urgency to keep food moving while using the fruit's smell to mask any trace of cannabis. Rob Miles, operations manager for the NCA in Scotland, noted after sentencing, McSeveney and Lawson were involved in an organised crime group responsible for a significant cannabis supply chain between Spain and Scotland. They used the facade of a legitimate fruit distribution company to conceal their criminal activities. The ambitious smuggling attempt came to an abrupt end, not in Glasgow, but hundreds of miles away in northern France, before a single melon touched Scottish soil. It serves as a reminder that even the most creative trafficking methods can be outwitted by proactive, cooperative policing. For McSeveney and Lawson, the venture yielded not riches, but prison sentences. Their elaborate scheme joins a long list of failed drug smuggling efforts and offers a case study in the high-stakes, high-consequence world of international organised crime. Thanks for watching.